Hello, third grade. So welcome back for another grammar lesson. We are here on Epic again, and we have another book in the same series that we read last time by Brian P. Cleary. And this time we're going to be talking about homonyms and homophones. So over here we can see it says homonyms are two or more words that are pronounced the same and spelled the same, but have different meanings. So think if you can think about words that are pronounced the same and spelled exactly the same, but have different meanings. So think about that for a minute. See if you can think of some homonyms. If you've thought of some, go ahead and shout them out. Tell a friend or a family member who's with you. You can write them down. And then homophones, two or more words that are pronounced the same but have different spellings and different meanings. So they're pronounced the same, they sound the same when you read them, but they have different spellings, different meanings. So think about that, see if you can come up with two words that fit that, and then go ahead and shout them out, tell a family member, write them down. All right, so we're going to read this book called How Much Can a Bear Bear Bear? What are homonyms and homophones? So we are going to read that. So let's go to the first page. Homonyms are words that sound and also look alike, but they have different meanings, as in, can you pass that can, Mike? Or may I sail with you in May and coast all along the coast? These words are a blast if you say them quite fast, like, why don't we toast with some toast? A light may be light like a small paper kite. A trunk can be found in a trunk. An inchworm or snail could scale a scale. A lean cat could lean on a skunk. But punch cannot punch, and at breakfast or lunch your jam cannot jam on a trumpet. A bowl cannot bowl, but a roll might just roll if it's not made as flat as a crumpet. Now, some words sound identical but are spelled in different ways. These words are known as homophones, like praise and praise and praise. Though homophones have matching sounds, their meanings aren't the same, and there isn't any question they're as fun as any game. A bee can bee, a flea can flee, a burrow can burrow a hole, a horse can get horse from talking, of course, a ewe could take you on a stroll. A fowl can be foul, a toad can be toad, an air mustn't air in the air. A whale can wail, a male can mail, a pear might just pear a big pear. A bus can be bussed by a driver you trust, and Barry can bury a berry. A band could be banned if they get out of hand, and Mary, who's merry, can marry. But the sea cannot see, and it's clear as can be that a ball will not ball when it's rolled. A moose has no use for a bottle of mousse, and a creek doesn't creak when it's old. But a bear should be bare, and it wouldn't be rare if wood would be kept in a shed. A Sioux might not sue if he knew that the new that he bought wasn't new like you said. My niece could see Greece both in Greece and in Nice. A check could be writing a check. A maid could be made to be very afraid when she heard a big herd on the deck. You could search the whole world while it spun and it whirled, in each inn and beneath every stone, and you'd find no more pleasures than these great verbal treasures, the homonym and homophone. So, what are homonyms and homophones? Do you know? So those were some examples of homonyms and homophones. So just remember, homonyms, they are spelled the same and they sound the same, but they have different meanings. So for example, that they gave was bowl and bowl. So you can bowl like you're bowling, going bowling, or you could have a bowl, like a bowl of cereal. And then homophones are words that are spelled differently, but they sound the same. However, they mean something very different. Like two, two, two. I'm going to the mall to get 2 dresses. So you have multiple different meanings and spellings of the same word. So my challenge for you is to try to find at least 5 pairs of homonyms or homophones. You can find them in a book. However, you can also just think about them. They don't have to be found in a book. You might be able to find like one of a pair in a book. So for example, the word two. I'm sure that you can find the word two in a book, but then you might have to think of the matching homonym or homophone rather. So that is my challenge for you. You can just think of them. You don't have to find them in a book. So try to think of at least 5 pairs of either homonyms or homophones and write them down for me. And remember, they could be more than pairs. So for example, 222 homophones, that was, more than just 2 words. So you could have more than 2. It has to be at least 2 words. So you can add your words in a comment on the Google Classroom link. You can add them in a Google Doc, or you can have parents send them through Remind. However you would like to send them to me would be great. But that is all I have for today, boys and girls. I am looking forward to seeing what you have to show about homonyms and homophones. All right, see you next time. Bye, 3rd grade.